Piccata is a classic Italian sauce made with lemon juice, white wine, and capers, and it packs a punch. Now, traditionally, piccata is served with cutlets of chicken or veal, but today, Christy's going to show us something new.
We are using salmon. The great thing about salmon, in addition to the fact that it just tastes fantastic, is that we don't have to slice it or pound it to make it cook quickly. All we have to do is remove the skin. I have a 2-pound center cut piece of salmon. It's about 1.5 inches thick. It's really gorgeous. Now you can certainly purchase salmon that's already skinless or ask your fishmonger to do it, but it's really easy to do yourself.
Okay.
So I'll start with a corner. If you had a longer piece, you'd start near the tail. Now you're going to skin the salmon underneath the flesh, which might seem counterintuitive, but it's really the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
I'm just going to kind of scrape to get myself started. And then I'm going to take a paper towel to hold onto the skin.
Yeah, that's slippery.
It's very slippery. Now I'm going to basically skim my knife underneath the flesh, almost skimming it off the skin.
Okay.
It doesn't really require a lot of force, but you want to try to keep your knife as flat as possible, kind of pointing down. Once you kind of get the other corner liberated, I'll grab that skin and just keep my knife flat and work along the bottom.
Now, why is it so important to take the skin off here?
Because it's going to affect the cooking. It's a really cool cooking method, and we need to be able to have heat penetrate on both sides.
Okay.
So as you can see, I didn't all come off in one
Nicely
perfect
done.
piece. Sometimes it, takes a little work, but we've got the skin off. So I'm really just going to eyeball this halfway. We want 4 pieces.
Those are 4 beautiful pieces.
It's really a gorgeous piece of salmon. Okay. Now we are going to sear the salmon first, so I want to get it nice and dry. So I'll pat it dry with paper towels. Now I'm going to season it. I have half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper. So we'll season it well. Now I'm going to get cleaned up before we proceed.
Sounds good.
Julia, I have a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil heating up in a 12-inch nonstick skillet over medium-high heat till it's just smoking. We want it nice and hot because we're going to sear these presentation side down. So this flesh side, not the skin side, is going to go face down in the pan. You ready?
I'm ready. That's pretty wild.
The cool part of this recipe is we're going to let the salmon steam in the moisture that it releases as it cooks. So we wanted to get a really nice hot skillet, brown that presentation side. We're going to cover it and let it cook for about 5 minutes until it steams from the top down.
So you don't have to flip the salmon halfway through cooking. It's going to cook evenly just like that.
Yes.
Now I understand why you took the skin off, because if skin was on, it would interrupt the even cooking.
Right. So this is going to cook for about 5 minutes to get us to medium rare, which is 125. If you'd like to cook it to more like medium, 135, you'll need to go closer to 7 minutes.
Okay.
Well, it's been 5 minutes.
It's a very cool technique.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So we want to check the temp. Remember, we were looking for a medium rare.
Yes, please.
So this is 126.
Perfect.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. Oh, Christy, that is beautiful. Look at that sear.
It's really such a cool technique. They're not done yet. We need to make the piccata now.
That's right.
Right? So I still have a nice hot pan with some fat in it. I have my heat turned down to medium now. And everything's going to come together really quickly at this point. So notice I have all my ingredients out. We've got our serving plates. You got to go with it once you get started.
I like how quick this is.
Super quick. So I have 3 garlic cloves that I've sliced thinly, and we're just giving these a kiss, about 30 seconds. We just want them to get a little bit golden. Basically, once you can smell them, you know that they're pretty much ready to go.
Oh, it smells good.
And some key ingredients. Now I have 2 teaspoons of flour. Now we know that oftentimes with piccata, you flour the chicken or you flour the veal, and that flour kind of sloughs off into the sauce and thickens it. Well, we didn't do that, so we're just going to add flour directly to the skillet and stir it around just to kind of get it coated with some oil. Now we'll add our liquid. So this is an acidic bright sauce. I have a half cup of dry white wine. I'll cut that with a 1/4 cup of water. And then classic elements, we've got lemon and capers. 2 tablespoons of capers that I've already rinsed. A tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. But even more importantly, a teaspoon of grated lemon zest.
Nice. So you get the lemon flavor without that harsh acidic bite.
Right. And half teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of pepper. We're just going to whisk this, bring it to a boil, maybe 30 seconds. You can see it's really coming together and visibly thickening. Okay, once that happens, you turn off the heat. Now we'll add a little enrichment. I have 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I've cut it into pieces. We're gonna add these one at a time off the heat. Whisk each one in. Okay, last piece in. Oh, this smells so good, doesn't it?
It looks delicious.
Now, with classic piccata, you'd use parsley as a fresh note at the end. But to kind of marry classic piccata and salmon piccata, we're gonna use some fresh dill.
Oh, nice.
This is 3 tablespoons of chopped fresh dill. And that's such a classic pairing with salmon. The final act, we're gonna piccata the salmon.
Oh, that looks pretty.
You almost don't wanna cover up that gorgeous brown side.
No, don't cover it all up. Christy, this looks delicious.
I am so excited to dig in. May I sauce you?
Yes, I thought you'd never ask. Oh, the lemon, and I smell the dill.
Well, wait till you taste it.
Can't wait. I'm going right for the center. Perfectly cooked, just how I like it.
It's just that contrast between that crusty outside and the super tender inside.
That's delicious. The punchiness of that piccata sauce really cuts through the salmon.
Even though we put butter in the sauce, it still is so bright and sharp that it doesn't feel heavy.
And I'm impressed with how quick this came together. This is perfect for a midweek dinner.
You can't snooze. There's no time. You have to be on your game.
Christy, this is a lovely take on piccata. Thank you.
Well, my pleasure.
So if you want to give salmon piccata a try, start by using skinless salmon. Cook the fish in a covered skillet and simmer the piccata sauce for just 30 seconds to preserve the lemon's zippy flavor. From Cook's Country, a brand new recipe for salmon piccata.
Thanks for watching Cook's Country from America's Test Kitchen. So what'd you think?
Leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or just say hi.
Now you can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
Alligator.